Hello and welcome back to the 16th episode of Greek Speaks. We are finally on the last Olympian, and we are talking about Ares today. He's interesting, to say the least. He is the god of war, bloodlust, and battle, so he's everything you associate with war that isn't Athena, because Athena is very much more strategy and how to win the war. He's how to fight it and fighting it. He's minor, quote unquote, compared to the other Olympians just because he has that one facet, which is the blood and guts warfare. He and Ares and Athena are kind of like two sides of the same coin to me, along with Athena and Hephaestus to a degree. His parentage is Hera alone, or Zeus and Hera. He and Hephaestus are the only like full siblings in the second generation of Olympians, because like everybody's a child of Zeus, but like they're the only ones with Zeus and the same mother. His offspring are mostly with Aphrodite. He has one with He has Harmonia with Aphrodite, who is more lovey-dovey Aphrodite side. Deimos and Phobos with Aphrodite, and we'll get into them in a couple minutes. But Deimos and Phobos are more with Ares, and then with Harmonia, he has the Amazons, which are the band of warrior women that Hercules takes down. Multiple heroes in the Iliad are either favored by him or descended from him, which makes sense because it's a war story. He has sanctuaries and altars all around Greece, but he doesn't really have a huge festival or huge temple because, again, he is one of those minor gods. His attributes are things like helmets, spear, shields, and greaves. Greaves are shin guards, pretty much, because your shield was supposed to be large enough to cover from the top of your shoulder to like your knee. So it was supposed to be very large, and then your shin would be exposed. And so greaves are just like metal shin guards. And I've also heard boars associated with him. His cult titles are Dinius, which is terrible, and Andre Fiontes, which is man-killing. If you remember, Hermes has the epithet Argophontes, which is Argus slayer, so Fontes is some sort of killing slayer aspect. He has an affair with Aphrodite, who produces Deimos, which is Deimos and Phobos. Deimos is the personification of terror, and Phobos is the personification of fear, and that is where we get the word phobia. Those two often accompany their dad into battle. So typically, if you read in the Iliad, or in the Odyssey, or in any play or story that mentions Ares in a war, usually Deimos and Phobos will be mentioned as well. Eros is also one of the offspring he has with Aphrodite. Eros is kind of a consolidation of both of his parents in this instance. So one form of Greek love, and Plato is the one who canified all this. But one persona of Greek love is Eros, and that's the madness, blinding love. So Eros is very much the destructive nature of just blind passion and love with no forethought or wisdom, which is again kind of that flip side of Athena. Mars and Venus, who are the Roman aspects of Ares and Aphrodite, are more important to the Romans than your average, archaic to classical period Greek. Rome kind of has three founders, mythologically speaking. They have one that has the Aeneid, which we talked a lot about last week with Aphrodite. So he's one of the founders of Rome, and his descendants, Romulus and Remus, are sons of Ares, but they did all the heavy lifting of being and building Rome. So, and Rome takes the Greek gods and makes them more militaristic, which, not just for Aphrodite and Mars, but with everybody. I don't really love Ares because he's kind of a baby. He gets wounded in the Iliad, and not that badly, and he flies off to Olympus, and Zeus is just quit being a baby, a weirdo, and Ares goes and sulks. But yeah. Also, Athena at one point gives Diomedes, who was a hero on the Greek side, the ability to see all of the gods on the battlefield. And Athena pretty much says, hey, if you see a god, don't pick a fight with him unless it's Aphrodite. And so Diomedes at one point shoots a spear through Aphrodite's wrist. Diomedes sees Ares at one point and is kind of backing off from the fight because he knows he's going to lose. And Athena's just like, what are you doing? Go kick his go bait him into a fight. And Diomedes is literally just like, wait, that's the opposite of what you told me to do 5 minutes ago. And she's like, forget what I said. It's very funny. Ares is not on my list of favorites, if you couldn't tell, because I did it in my order of favorite, which I don't know if that was the best idea. So that wraps up the Olympians, as I said. So we are done with the gods, or all the major ones. I'll probably do some episodes on some minor ones and deities that are like trios, so like the Fates or the Furies or something like that. So it is heroes time. I don't think I'm going to do an order of my favorite because I don't have an order at the moment like I did the gods. And also, I think there's a better way to structure that than just my arbitrary opinion. Uh, but ironically, we are starting with my favorite hero next week. So, if that is all, as always, we have the Instagram at Greek Speaks, and as always, if you want me to talk about a specific myth, leave it down in the comments down below. Have a great week.